So the first thing that I have you do is balance this equation. I would start with the oxygens personally. All right, so when I did this, I saw that there's 2 oxygens over here, so I need to give this a 2 right here. But that gives me 4 hydrogens over here, so I need to have 4 hydrogens over here. Now I look over here, I had 1 SN, that means I'm gonna have 1 SN. So 1, 2, 1, 2 is my balanced. The next thing I'm gonna do is I am going to find out the molar masses of each of these. Sometimes it's not necessary to do all of them, but again, this is will help us just move a little bit faster later on. Okay, this last one is water, by the way. So SN, I look over here for SN, it's 10, it's 118.71, and there's one of them, 1718.71. You can delete some of this stuff before and after it. And that's going to be 118.71, like that. Oh, I really like it to fit on one line, but maybe, oh, there it goes. And then oxygen, there are 2 oxygen in this molecule, so I'm going to go with 2 right there. And each one of these is 15.999, and that makes that 31.998. And then my last step, of course, is to add them together. So I have 118.71, so 118.71 plus 31.998, and I get something like 150.708. So I go 150.708. That is my molar mass for the first molecule. There's 150.708 grams for every 1 mole. Go ahead and do this for the other 3. All right, so here are my molar masses I got for each one of these. For hydrogen gas, I got 2.016. For SN, I got 118.71. For molar mass of water, I got 18.05. Now notice, the 2 out in front here does not affect this number. Just like the 2 out in front here does not affect this number. These molar masses, they are determined, the numbers in them are determined by what the subscripts are, not the coefficients. So now we can start with this one right here. 24 grams of H2. And I want to know how many grams of SN will be formed. Grams of SN. So if I start with 24 grams of H2, all right, and I need to figure out how many grams of SN. Okay, let's get those units. So I know whatever I start with on the top left here goes right here. I have moles of H2 right here. Whatever I have right here, I need to do, I'm talking about hydrogen, but I need to talk about SN. I need to talk about 10. Okay, so in order to do that, I need to get it into SN like that. And then once I have it into moles of SN, then I can get it into grams of SN. Okay, my units cancel out. This is hydrogen gas, so I'm going to be using this one right here. So I have 2.016 grams of hydrogen gas for every 1 mole. For this mole to mole, I use the balanced equation. I have 1 SN for every 2 H2s. And my molar mass of 10 by itself is 118.71 grams for every 1 mole. Now I'm just multiplying everything on top and dividing by everything on the bottom. 24 times 1 times 1 times 118.71 equals, and then divided by 2.016 divided by 2 divided by 1 equals, I have 706, actually 707. All right, how'd you all do? All right, let's go ahead and do this one. I start with 125 grams of SnO2, and I want to know how many grams of water it'll be. Cool. So 125 grams of SnO2. And I can go to grams. I'm just going to copy this. Grams of SnO2 right here. And moles of SnO2 right here. Once I have moles of SnO2, I can get it into moles of H2O. And then once I have moles of H2O, I can get it into I can get it into grams of H2O, and that's what I want right over here. Cool, cool. First one I use my molar mass is this one over here, 150.708. 150.708 for every 1 mole. I look at my balanced equation. Water has a 2 in front of it, so it gets a 2 right here. Moles, this one has a 1 in front of it, so you have a 1 right there. And then my molar mass for water is 18.015, 18.015 grams for every 1 mole. Now it's time for the calculadora. All right, I have 125 times 1 times 2 times 18.015 equals divided by 150.708 divided by 1 divided by 1 equals 29.88. I'm going to say 28.9. I think I made a mistake in there, but I'm not 100% sure. All right, everybody, last one here. I got 48 grams of water, 48 grams of H2O. How many grams of SNO will I start with? I mean, end with, excuse me. Start with. Oh, so sometimes it says you have end here, start here. It doesn't really matter. To be honest, the words don't matter. It's just like, here's the one with the number, here's the one it's asking with. So yeah, we're going from a product to a reactant. That's fine. It's still the exact same. Okay. 48 grams of H2O. The whole starting and ending thing only really applies to like reactants and products. Products are something that you end with, right? So I have grams of SNO2. Cool. Now this first one right here is going to go and get into, I need to go from grams of water into moles of water. I now need to go from moles of water into moles of SNO2. And then once I'm in moles of SNO2, I'm going to go into grams of SNO2, right? Right. So I look at my molar mass for water, 18.015. I'm going to put it right here. Cool. This is, I need to look at the molar, the ratio right here of H2O is a 2 and SNO2 is a 1. So SNO2 is a 1 and this one here is a 2. And over here, I look at my molar mass of SNO2. It's right here, and it's 150.708, 150.708, and for every 1 mole. Ready to do some math? I know I am. 48 times 1 times 1 times 150.708 equals divided by 18.015 divided by 2 divided by 1 equals 191. I think I did something wrong. Let me check. I did a little typo on it and I redid it and I got 201. Technically it'd be 200. Okay, cool, cool. There's a quiz for you to do now. Go ahead and do that quiz.